This is the Transformers Generations Studio Series number 15. Bumblebee from Transformers Bumblebee movie. And I obtained this particular figure set from Amazon.com through my brother. My brother lives in the US, so he's home. He's in town for a visit, and thankfully there was still stock, and I could save on the shipping, and he brought it home with him. So very, very excited to finally have this one. I never thought I'd get it, but number 15. Now, suffice to say, this Camaro, 70s Camaro Bumblebee, is the exact same figure that we got with Studio Series number 1 Bumblebee, as well as the Studio Series number 27 Clunker Bumblebee. The main difference really is, they're very subtle. The mold is exactly the same. The main difference between these three is that this one has the pin on that piece for the windshield and the roof, while these two don't have pins, so that flap right there, that little flap inside, is easily pops off. Also, paint apps are different. This particular Bumblebee is very clean, except it has racing stripes, I believe, and it has some paint apps on his abdomen, whereas these two are missing that paint from the abdomen, but the gray plastic, yellow plastic, the silver paint everywhere else looks to be the same. Also, this one has the clunker, the battle damage look. This one's a little clean, whereas this one, on the other hand, has a different kind of racing paint apps all together. It has that Bumblebee logo and insignia. Essentially, we never really saw this version of Bumblebee in the movie. I doubt it. He was a Beetle most of the time, and then in the final moments of the movie, he turned himself into this. So this is sort of like I guess it's a fantasy type of thing, or it could have been a deleted scene from the movie. So it's the same Bumblebee figure, so we're not going to be doing a review on the actual Bumblebee figure. What we will be doing is checking out this gimmick, just trying to review the gimmick in car mode, where you can attach these upgrade kits. It's an upgrade kit for different sorts, like on the bonnet, on the bumper, fender, and the spoiler. So that's what we're going to do, and we're going to take a closer look at that Charlie figure. Okay, so let's get him out of packaging. All right, so before we begin, included in this set is this really nice diorama from the movie Bumblebee. Nice coastline right there and a long stretch of road. The set does come with the actual Bumblebee figure, his blaster, a figurine of Charlie. I'll give you a closer look at that. Looks nothing like Haley Seinfeld, but yeah, it's nicely painted, good quality of plastic, but that head sculpt, okay, I guess that's the best they could do for a 2-inch figure. Okay, and then it comes with a decal sheet right here, and instruction manual, which is exactly the same as, almost exactly the same as the other instruction manuals for 1 and 27. And then a set of body kits, namely 2 hood pieces, 2 spoilers, front bumper extension, and 2 side skirts. So pretty cool. The Bumblebee figure has suffered early mold degradation. It's very loose. Even the pieces, when you take them out of packaging, just be careful with them. And this piece, again, as I said, there's no pin. The pin came with Studio Series 27. This is still on a friction joint, so you best be careful with that. And I was very surprised at how loose this thing is. Also, I made a mistake earlier in the video. I thought the Bumblebee blue logos were tempoed on. They're not. This is actually a very, very clean Bumblebee with no battle damage or without any racing stripes as well. We'll get to see that in Alt Mode. So, speaking of Alt Mode, let's get Bumblebee into his Alt Mode. And here is Bumblebee in his 70s Camaro Alt Mode. And just to further correct myself, it's not entirely the exact same mold. They've made adjustments with this particular mold. They've replaced the bonnet and added those slots right there, as well as the headlamps pieces. They've added some slots right there, as well as these. I think these ones are the same. I could be wrong, but it feels like they modified the mold a little bit. Also, despite the transformation being unbearable for this particular figure, the hood did not pop out. The roof and windshield assembly did not pop off once when I transformed it. Well, I transformed it only once, but it didn't pop off. I was very surprised. It's actually a more solid alt mode than the other two. Well, at least than Studio Series number 1. So there. So again, like I said earlier in the video, it's a very, very clean Camaro Alt Mode. You can already see that glossy flake sort of metallic shine to it. I really appreciate this kind of quality plastic that Hasbro uses for their Transformers nowadays to give it that really, really good shine. All right, so on to attaching the body kit. Let's start with the front end. This one stays on very nicely. Very cool. And it's got thick pegs, so you're not going to be worried about breaking it. So as same with the skirts, the side skirts, they peg on nicely. Very thick, slender pegs, but thick enough so that you're not going to be too worried about. What I am worried about is the bonnet attachments or the hood pieces. And let me show you what I'm saying. Those pegs are a little bit too thin for my taste. I mean, look at this one, and they only attach this way, and they attach very flush. Color is slightly different. It's an off yellow, but it still has that metallic hue to it and flake to it. But when you're trying to replace it, it feels like you're going to break it. So this one goes on here, same. You can only put one, obviously. So I like this one with the exposed intake. This one's okay too. I mean, more slender, but this one makes him feel like he's a Fast and the Furious car. Okay, and on to the spoilers. Those 4 little teeny tiny holes are for those teeny tiny pegs, and I feel like they're going to break. And also, they don't really stay on for some reason. I feel over time you keep replacing that spoiler, it's going to break. So this one stays on, but yep. Here's a thinner spoiler. You can already see some stress marks on my copy of the spoiler right there. Just very tiny stress marks right there. But okay, so attaching it here, and this one's okay too, but I prefer the bigger ones. I prefer the bigger parts of the kit. So we're gonna stay with this one. So there you go. There is a Bumblebee with most of the body kit attached to him. And he really looks nice. I mean, he can still roll nicely. It's just that spoiler loves to pop off. So it's really meant for just displaying the figure and not really playing with it. So for a price point of about double a deluxe class figure, or 80% more than what you pay for a normal Studio Series deluxe class figure, and you're just literally paying for the Charlie figure, maybe a nice diorama, and the body kit, which really isn't as impressive as I thought it would be. I'm not entirely sure it's worth picking up unless you're trying to complete every single Studio Series figure out there just to complete the number, because this one's number 15. So it's not movie accurate. We never saw Bumblebee with a body kit. He was a Camaro, he was a Volkswagen Beetle most of the time. I don't think it's worth paying the extra money just to get a cute Charlie figure and that body kit. So the set is just going to get I want to give it an 8.5, but I think it's just a 7.5 out of 10. So I'm going to be generous. It's going to get an 8.5 out of 10. Most of the body kit, if it does stay on, looks really nice. That spoiler is the only thing that's really messing up the whole kit. If you're not really completing the whole Studio Series line, there's really no reason to purchase this figure. So there you go, folks. I hope you've enjoyed this little video review. If you did, Please let me know in the comment section below. Let me know what you think of this version of Studio Series Bumblebee. Hit that notification bell so you never miss out on any of my latest video reviews. This has been the Transformers Generations Pseudo Series number 15 from the movie Transformers Bumblebee Deluxe Class Bumblebee with a body kit and the Charlie figure. Thanks for watching.